Hey, welcome to Hear Us Out. I'm Paul.
And I'm Patrick.
And today we're going to be talking about the Predator franchise. What? Yeah, the Predator franchise.
Yeah, Predator franchise. Well, yeah, or the front end of Alexis, but the Predator franchise, because Predator Badlands, Paul.
Yes.
Because Predator Badlands. I think you'd have to be living under a rock to not know it's good. Even if you haven't seen it yet, folks, which you should, it is an exceptional movie in so many ways, just as a movie. So Predator Badlands has done something very, very difficult, Paul. And I think we're both crediting the same guy with, because he's got previous now, Dan Trachtenberg,
Yeah.
the director of 10 Cloverfield Lane way, way, way back.
Yeah.
But in more recent years, the shot in the arm that Predator needed through Prey, which is a 2 thumbs up. It
Yep.
was a top recommendation on this channel the year it came out.
Yeah.
Predator Killer of Killers, the
The
animated movie, the feature. And then this, Predator Badlands, which, if I didn't convince you up until now, go and see it. It is great.
yeah. Can't agree more about that. Like, yeah. So we're talking about essentially just the Predator franchise being reinvigorated by Dan Trachtenberg, how he's done it, like what it means for other franchises that have possibly been failing in their kind of like trying to reinvigorate themselves as well. We've seen, like, God's sake, Predators and The Predator, which are pre like Dan being involved in the project,
Yeah,
and our most recent examples of the Predator franchise, which is
yeah. And aren't
are
good, by the way. And aren't good.
like
Particularly that Shane Black one. Like,
oh
that,
no,
that was terrible. Yeah.
the Predator, which once again with their whole
Yeah,
like
you're right.
the crap again. We've got Predator, Predator 2, which are great original
Hmm.
entries into the thing. Then Predators and The Predator, which is, yeah, they're just not, it's not great. It's more similar, same old stuff, and also something that they try to work with The Predator.
Exactly. Yeah. So thank you. Yeah. Let's just put all the slop in the bin.
Yeah.
But when Prey landed, Paul, Prey to this day is my example of why people should watch a movie, the people who make it, before they decide whether or not to give it a theatrical release. Easily good enough to be a box office hit. Like it really is. Prey, the first kind of Predator movie without the word Predator in it,
Yeah.
but easily one of the top three Predator movies. Easily. We don't even have to get into the specifics, but
Yeah.
it is in contention for the best of the franchise.
Yeah, I would definitely agree it's in the top three kind of thing. I think the OG has that place, but like
Yeah.
definitely a close second. Prey was such an interesting change of kind of venue and everything. We've had essentially just the similar things of just people with big guns and fighting a predator. It was really interesting to go back in time, which, like, we won't explain the entire film, but that's where it's set. It's set in the past. It's not just action. There's a whole strategy and skill sets and interesting perspective of the move of characters and stuff that like really gets to play out and really nice. And it's nice to see what happens when you don't have like an M16 with a grenade launcher under it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
um
Yeah. Or Arnie Muscles.
yeah, it becomes more of a trick skill kind of movie against each other, and it's really nice to see being pushed, the plot and stuff. We've talked about Star Wars specifically and how it's a universe far, far away, which
Mm.
doesn't need to involve Jedi or the Imperial, like the Empire or anything like that. You
Or
literally have,
specifically the Skywalker family. Like, you don't have to hang around the one street that all the Skywalkers lived on in the galaxy far, far away.
yeah, or the solo, like, there's so many stories to be told within the franchise that have nothing to do with the core kind of elements of it. Like, you can still have parts to it that make it recognizable, but like like having the setting way back in the past, really sets an interesting mood and an interesting kind of part to the whole thing, and it really mixes it up because we're so used to seeing current day events, like current day
Yeah.
elements to it. So having a kind of, it really set it really put a flag in the ground and went, this is where we're going. It's not going to be the same old stuff. We're going to try new things, and like, it was nice to see that experiment also succeed with good storytelling and good character
Yeah.
driven kind of stuff. So, you
And
know,
Paul, if I may kind of worship at the Church of Trachtenberg for a moment, we're talking three movies. Okay, one is an animated feature. I know not as many people will have seen it,
yeah,
but just trust us, Paul, we haven't spoken about it, but I'm assuming you feel that he understood the assignment there too. But even if you just take the most likely to have been seen or be seen, Prey and Predator Badlands,
Yeah.
what Dan Trachtenberg did, and this is where the message to all of the other creatives and business people out there trying to keep their franchises going, not only did he understand the source material, because that's what a lot of people say, oh, but a deep understanding of the comics or a deep understanding of the source material or the novel or blah, blah, blah. No, he understood the base mechanics of it all
Hmm.
wonderfully well. With Prey, and remember, 3 times now has proven it. I wouldn't just be saying this after one movie because
Yeah.
anybody, can get lucky once. Obviously understood, hey, what if you went back to a time when people literally hunted to survive?
Yeah.
Now we're going to put our hunter, because let's face it, Predator is a bit of a misnomer in the name of the movie sometimes, because it really should have been called Hunter, because they really are big game hunters and trophy takers, etc. But to face them off and then use that, well, what else do we know about Predator? What made Predator interesting beyond Arnie and great one-liners and I ain't got time to bleed and all the rest? What was in the Predator idea? Well, it was the idea that this amazing physical specimen that also has technology, but also seems to appreciate traditional hunting styles, but is also has this sort of Japanese code of honor, won't kill kids, will only, you drop your gun, it'll drop its gun. If you're going to start punching, it'll punch, this, all these wonderful things that overall the Predator movies, good and bad, and the better ones did it well, the worst ones, meh, where there's a certain sense of we know why the Predator is interesting. Prey set that up wonderfully to go, here, what if we go back? Look at the Predator in an earlier time, that as a race, the Yautja or whatever their actual name is now.
Yeah.
Um, but then to go to Predator Badlands and say, hey, we're gonna actually we're gonna do what Terminator 2 did.
Yeah.
We're going to make the antagonist the protagonist. I'll be honest with you, Paul. The first 10 minutes, the story that they started telling about the predator that you're going to follow around was exquisitely well done, very, very quickly to make you care about that predator. I'm not no big spoilers, but there's a runt of the litter kind of thing going on here.
Yeah.
Talk about understanding what you're doing. Dan Trachtenberg wrote it on big letters. I understand how to make a movie and a franchise for everyone. I'm not just doing it off lore. I'm not just doing it off business. I'm not just doing it off blood and guts. I understand and I care.
Yeah, and I will say that it is the choices that they've made, that Dan and his team have made in Prey and also in Killer of Killers and Badlands, like especially Badlands because it's the newest example of just him enjoying the franchise and actually knowing what the franchise kind of tells, is that by making the character kind of a runt, he protects the overall image of what the rest of the Predators slash Yamcha are, meaning that everybody who's diehard of kind of going, yeah, predators are cool, they're they're badasses and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't want them to be like in any way kind of like, I don't want to be able to emphasize with them in any kind of way. I just like the fact that they're hunters and like it's just like, yeah, well, we've kept that there.
Yeah,
That
yeah. You're
still exists for that fan base who enjoy
yeah.
that element. But now we've got a new kind of like element to them, a new side to them, going like, yeah, a race doesn't succeed just based on that. The fact is that there has to be some form of like like empathy and clanness. Kind of there's
Yeah.
another sides to these creatures that kind of changes things.
Yeah.
And we're focusing on that, which is great because it makes it accessible to everybody. It means that like if you're
Yeah.
not a fan of like just the predators being like apex predator hunter like things, and you haven't followed any of the source material or anything like that, it's still protected, it's still there, it's still
Yeah.
fine, it's still grand. And then you get to follow this new character and you get to see their adventure, and like it's still okay, which is nice.
Added while taking nothing away.
Yeah,
Added while taking nothing away. It's genius.
yeah, exactly. Because you can excuse everything. The reason that this character is doing the things that it's doing is because he may not have the facilities that the others do. Kind of thing. It's just like, great, cool. I understand every scenario, every aspect of the story is put into perspective because of this thing,
Yeah.
and it's really, really nice. And like I do agree that like it's just a nice change. It's nice, interesting, and like the first 10 minutes, as you say, just really sets everything up. It's just like, Grant, I now get it.
Yeah,
Buying the bit is very easy for this film, and you follow along, and it's really, really good. Introducing of new
yeah,
characters within it as well, very easy.
very
Once
good.
again, nicely done. So it's someone who just understands the fan base and what we want, and the franchise and the elements and
And
storytelling.
that's the thing. I think understands you don't make a film for the fans or you don't make a film for the bookkeepers and the bankers. You make a film for the audience.
Mm.
And it felt at every step, watching Prey, watching Predator Badlands in a theater recently, this is a movie that was made by somebody who wanted to make the best movie for an audience.
Mm.
Then lots of clever stuff. Look, there's loads of things you have to suspend your disbelief, and there's plot holes and blah 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 blah. Like I could tear the movie apart for about 20 minutes if I wanted to. But here's the thing. The film is so bloody charming, I'll never want to.
Yeah.
Ever want to. Like it's instantly become a puppy in my heart. And I cannot wait to see it again. That's a weird thing. Like I came out going, really looking forward to watching that again. Don't know when I said that last at a theater. But I guess, Paul, we got to concentrate on the Dan Trachtenbergness of it all and not just the Predatorness. I think you can look back to like 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Hmm.
His first big directed movie or his first, let's say, big theatrical release. You can
Yeah.
see there was somebody that understood what Cloverfield was, but knew that they weren't doing a Cloverfield movie. And I think I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the way it was done. I really enjoyed the storytelling. Again, really enjoyed the storytelling. I think, Paul, what we found here is a storyteller. So I would give him a shot at something else. Hopefully he'll stick with Predator and stuff, because
Hmm.
I'm a glutton for somebody who's doing something well. If they want to keep doing it, you work on, my friend. Keep going. Go forth. But I would love to see him consult with a few people. I don't know, maybe talk to James Cameron about doing something other than avatars. See if we can get some of our good directors to talk to Dan and maybe get back into storytelling. Maybe some original ideas.
Yeah, like I would agree that he's a great storyteller. Clover Lane is a really good kind of element to the franchise, as we've talked about, in the sense that like it was something different. It also played really well against the name. It's like because
Yeah.
like if you're like if you're watching Cloverfield Lane and you're kind of going, this is another Cloverfield movie, then halfway through you're just like, I don't think this is a Cloverfield film, and then it goes
Yeah.
back the other way again. If it flip
Yeah.
flops
You're
enough,
like,
it's good. But yeah, no, Dan Trachtenberg is really good because of Trachtenberg, because like he's obviously a film fan. In some of his interviews specifically, he sees the references of what Predator the first movie was in the landscape of when it came out, a slasher
yeah.
movie with a code, which was an interesting kind of like comparison kind of thing, which you can definitely understand why it was so popular during that kind of uplift of slasher films.
Yeah.
um, and then he when he was thinking about this film, he was like, oh, maybe we should do this and that, like these movies. But then we do, and he like when he thought about the more like the example of was I think that he originally wanted to make Deck blind, and then he
Yeah.
decided to abandon that idea, and which was really good. Which it's nice to see him evolve the story and stuff like that, where it's just like, okay, let's go down
Yeah.
this route, and then have a discussion with people, and then be just like, actually, I don't think it works that way, so let's go. Like it's
Yeah.
good to see the evolution and thought process, and kind of going, nah, that's kind of gimmicky kind of thing, and not great, kind of for the overall story, and we're gonna have problems here and there and stuff, and let's go, okay, well, we'll abandon that and rewrite it too. Because he also did an episode. He's directed a couple of TV episodes as well. Black Mirror. He
Hmm.
did playtest, which is one of my favorites, and also one of the most terrifying episodes of Black Mirror. So like once again, he knows, and he really enjoys the medium of television and screen. Kind of combining those with a franchise that he seems to like is
Yeah.
just
He cares for.
it's like a playground kind of thing.
Yeah. And to give him an extra few taps on the top of the cap, he also did some like the casting of Elle Fanning. I thought she was fantastic. The use of Wayland Yutani I thought was brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay, look, there's stuff in it. People are like, oh, the Disneyfication of Predator. It's PG-13. Two things. Number one, Predator as a franchise couldn't afford another financial misstep. If you want your best chance at having your biggest financial windfall, as in best box office, you don't want to be an or in America or like 18s or whatever here. You want to be accessible to more. I think the story made it possible for them to show what is a violent movie, but doesn't have human blood in it. Therefore, the stupid censor laws categorize it lower. So there's a level of business smarts there too that keeps the Predator franchise alive because it's already doing great. It's going to probably continue to do great. The critic and audience scores are incredibly high. And the other side of the Disneyfication of it all is, yeah, there's a moment, and again, there's no spoilers here. Something is introduced, and you're like, oh, that's a little cute. And I did shift slightly uncomfortably in my chair, going, oh, this isn't good. I don't know where they went and used it all because it was done with storytelling, charm, and brilliance. It smoothed itself right into the ice cream, folks. There was no this was completely smooth yogurt. There was no lumpy bits. I'm trying to think of a food that's got lumps that you don't want. Porridge. It's not ice cream. Ice cream shouldn't have lumps. You're making your ice cream wrong. No, but like he even then there are things there that you could point to and go, oh, see this. This is a bit cutesy wootsy. No, actually, yeah.
Yeah.
No, that worked out all right. And actually, worked out in the storytelling of it quite well.
Yeah, it
And lovely bits of humor too.
yeah, it lends itself to nice comedy and nice kind of like where I guess it fits. I guess that's the best
Yeah.
way to describe it. It fits, which is really
Yes.
good in the sense that like they introduce something and they don't make it fit. It just feels naturally fitting into the thing, which is great. And I was just looking up the numbers actually just quickly there while we were talking. So
How are we now?
I know
Yeah.
because it's this weekend, wasn't it? It was this weekend was the
Yeah.
opening weekend. So
Last
like
weekend.
yeah, so like its budget was about 100 million. It's so
Hmm.
far at about 80 million,
Yeah.
which,
Yeah.
and we're not going to say that, like, let's point out, we know that it's not going to break records and be $1 billion. But the thing is that I definitely think that this movie will profit. It will make a
Yeah.
profit. I think
It'll pass break even easily, I
way
think.
I think it'll be a good like above kind of I think it'll probably be like 150 maybe to the 200 range.
Well, I'm hoping the 200 because their advertised budget, then you got to add your marketing, etc. So we could be looking at 150, 170 as a break even. I look after one weekend with this kind of positive word of mouth. I think it'll go over the top. Unlike, we've got our more recent flops like Tron Ares
Yeah.
that had a bigger budget that couldn't recoup it at all for good reason. Because, Paul, storytelling.
Yeah.
Storytelling should be front and center. It's what all the greats do. I'm now really glad that there's one more person I'm willing to say, based on their body of work so far, is on my list of, yeah, they're great. And I really hope they continue to be so.
Hmm.
It's rare that comes along these days because there's a lot of people having one-off good moments. He's starting to show a trend,
Yeah.
and I'm here for it. Also, if you're listening, Dan, you're great.
But yeah, no, I think overall we're positive about the franchise so far, which I think is good because I think it was positive, then negative, then positive again, which we're hoping to
Yeah,
continue along the routes and stuff. And yeah, so we'll have to see what the next project. The next project will be interesting because it might be a direct sequel, which will be an interesting, which will be a change of pace for the entire film or the entire
yeah,
franchise because we haven't seen any kind of direct
yeah.
sequels. So that'll
No,
be an
no
interesting.
spoilers, but stay for the credits.
So like
Don't jump out of your seat. Yeah. Mm.
so yeah, so like that'll be an interesting change in the franchise and we'll see if it pulls off. But I think overall, yeah, I think we're positive about this and I think that it just shows how franchises can be reinvigorated by good storytelling and people who understand not only the source like the material itself but also the fan base. Just a little bit of careful care and stuff was this seems to be the only kind of thing that you really need to do
Absolutely.
for a franchise.
More of this,
So yeah,
please.
let us know in the comments down below what you think of which is Dan Trachtenberg's which is I guess record with the Predator franchise, And if you go see Badlands, let us know. Let us know what you think of
Yeah.
it. See which is if we're on the money with how we feel about it. Other than that, I've been Paul,
I've been Patrick.
and we've been Hear Us Out.